So let's talk Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We're like a little over 2 months in at this point, and I'm still not sure what to feel about them compared to the previous ones because we've been spoiled with Pokemon content between Scarlet and Violet, Legends Arceus, the Diamond and Pearl remakes, Sword and Shield, Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Tournament, Mystery Dungeon, all that kind of stuff. There's just a ton of Pokemon content on the Switch, and to be frank, there are some games that are better than others. There are some games better than Scarlet and Violet. It's not hard to see. And in the mainline series, though, I think Scarlet and Violet is one of the best stories we have seen in quite a while. And personally, I think it's the best one we've seen since Gold and Silver. And Gold and Silver always hold a special place for me just because it was the first one I completed all the way through. And you got to do 16 gems. It felt special, and I loved it. It was great. It's the chef's kiss for me. It's just the perfect one. But Scarlet and Violet, they really did put a good story in this, and they made it unique. They did a good job with the open world. That's where the praise might end for a little bit. It just pains me to say it's not the best game on the Switch because it's really not. Not even the best Pokemon game on the Switch, because once you get past that storyline, there's all kinds of issues. This is a game that needs to be played on a Switch emulator. The Switch is not powerful enough to get past the issues packed in this game. I'm talking graphical glitches, random hangs, just unexplainable errors, lost frames. It's just bad from a performance standpoint, which is really it's sad because it detracts from what the great story was. And also, at this point, it's 2022 when this released. We can have voice acting. Put some voices in there. We don't need text boxes to read. Take the extra time to put some voices in. And then the open world concept. Zelda Breath of the Wild was able to get this done without any huge hangs or issues like this game has. So why is this one different? It just doesn't make sense to me. Even in Legends Arceus, we didn't have these as big of frame drops, and we didn't have as many issues graphically as we do with this game. And Sword and Shield, at least, it runs consistently. There's not these huge drop-offs. Well, it's not the best game ever. It just runs better. It just does. And when you put the three side by side, if you had never played a Pokemon game before, you wouldn't guess that Scarlet and Violet is the newest game. You just wouldn't. You would probably guess it's Legends Arceus or Sword and Shield or, I don't know, Pokemon Snap, because let's be real, the graphics on that were great. So visually, in a lineup, you wouldn't know. If this was your first Pokemon game, you probably wouldn't realize that this is the newest one. You'd think there's got to be something better at this point. But nope, this is. Whether you like Pokemon Arceus or not, it set the expectation for this game because they were able to do something that it wasn't the best. Like the point of view wasn't great, but they did new stuff with the graphics and it looked pretty good. It was an improvement, and it was something different, and it set the bar. And then graphically, this game was a letdown. And I could rant about graphics all day, but besides graphics, we can talk about the mechanic changes. I think Terra types are great. It adds strategy, it adds complexion to the game, and when it comes to raid battles and multiplayer, there's more components to think about. You might be playing against a Pokemon that's traditionally a water dragon type, but its Terra type is dark, and you need to account for that. You have to think of all those scenarios now. It adds an extra layer that I like. It definitely one-ups the previous raid battles that were just the Gigantamaxing. Great, awesome. But then I look at other games, and Arceus had the battle mechanics for strong and weak styles, and I wish they kept it. I honestly think that strong and weak styles were a great addition to the games, and it could have been a great addition here too. I don't know why they didn't keep it. Like it adds to the battle scenarios, and not just that, the camera angles, how you can move your character around when the battle is going. It just adds depth. It adds depth to the battles, and they took that away in this game. Really, all this to say that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is a disappointment to me. It does not feel like the newest game in the series, and Legends Arceus was better. I'm just putting it out there. Legends Arceus was a better game. This is the first game where I felt compelled truly to go catch every single Pokemon in the game. And I felt like I was set up for success through the entire game. And I was not distracted as much by the graphical errors, random glitches. Heck, even in this Scarlet and Violet, even in the last week, I was doing a raid battle and I got done catching the Pokemon and it just hung. It just stopped. Dead stop. And I waited for a few minutes, nothing happened. It's like, I think I'm just going to lose this Pokemon I just caught. And I was really bummed. That's never happened to me on Legends Arceus. I've never caught a Pokemon and then just watched it hang there. But that's what's happening on the newest game. And it's not acceptable. But let's be real, it's not going to get fixed either, because this game sold too many copies for Nintendo to care at this point. They can choose to do or not do whatever they want with this game at this point. It's made them their money. There'll probably be a DLC. It's going to add some content like additional Pokemon and additional storyline. And that's what it's going to do. It's not going to fix the game and fix all the issues. So run it through an emulator. If you want the best experience, you have to run this game through an emulator. That's what it boils down to. It is not the best game on the Switch, and it's not the best Pokemon game ever. It could have been. There was so much potential. I think Legends Arceus is superior. What do you think? Tell me in the comments down below. Do you think Arceus was a better game? Are you disappointed with Scarlet and Violet? Let me know your theories on the DLC that's inevitably has to come because they did in Sword and Shield, right? Hit that subscribe button. You don't know, maybe you'll be that one that gets me to 1,000 subscribers. I've got a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers before March 31st, so if you can help me hit that, that'd be great. And we'll catch you next time.